Greetings, John here with a look at Ubisoft's long-awaited Tom Clancy's The Division. Between last year's Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege, our experiences with Tom Clancy's The Division so far, and the potential surrounding the upcoming Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands, it would seem that the Tom Clancy's brand is well on its way back to the top. And who isn't ready for more Tom Clancy's? The Division was first shown off at E3 2013, before the new consoles had launched, and it left quite an impression. No one was entirely sure just what kind of game it might be, but the visuals on display were almost too good to be true. Ubisoft does have a habit of showing early footage that exceeds what we can expect from the final game, but we remain optimistic about the Division nonetheless. Thankfully, that optimism appears to have been well founded. What we've played here during this beta is actually even more impressive than we had realistically hoped. Okay, so it isn't quite on par with the original footage, mind you, but what we do have here looks absolutely stunning.
Foster, we need support on the stairs. Martinez.
But we're here to talk about performance, and as you can see from the footage thus far, things are looking pretty good on both platforms. The game targets 30 frames per second, and most of the time, it manages to stick to its target on both platforms. On PlayStation 4, every piece of test footage we ran through our software returned a near perfect 30 frames per second update. This is a highly variable game, so it is entirely possible that certain situations could trigger a drop in frame rate. But in our limited testing thus far, we haven't actually encountered any. We were able to engage in large battles with lots of explosions and effects without any noticeable hiccups, and that left us quite impressed. And Xbox One fares nearly as well. Large explosions in certain combat situations can trigger a few torn frames here and there, but the game still manages to hold pretty close to its 30 FPS target. The end result is a game that feels incredibly consistent in its presentation, thanks to a very stable level of performance, excellent anti-aliasing, and an incredibly high level of detail. Based on this beta, the game is shaping up to be a technical showpiece on both consoles. Also, as we noted on Thursday, it's even possible to disable chromatic aberration, should you dislike the effect, and you can even add sharpness to the image, or blur it if you prefer. It's all right there in the options menu. It feels well thought out, and it appears to take user preferences into real consideration. And that's kind of the feeling we get from the game as a whole, actually. Lots of clever ideas and nicely implemented features that really help make for a very smooth gameplay experience. It looks amazing, it feels great to play, and if everything comes together in the end, it really could be Tom Clancy's answer to Bungie's destiny.
Like doctors, there's a virologist running a field hospital over at Madison Square Garden, but the whole area's gone to shit.
So that about wraps things up here. We'll definitely have more on The Division in the future, and we can't wait to see how the final version holds up. But if you're hungry for more Tom Clancy's right now, be sure to check out our coverage of the remarkable Rainbow Six Siege. Seriously, it's an amazing shooter. And until next time, this is John, signing off.
We need power and the intel the grid can give us. They had a guy working on that, but it sounds like he ran into trouble patching us in. Without him, it's like...